He, as soon as reached there, he established Islamic State, enforced Sharia in full. The local population resented. They had their own customs, tunes, their social customs. So there was a revolt from within. People betrayed him. So many people who came with him from as far as Bengal, Bihar, UP, these were the three most important provinces of India from which people joined hands with Sayyid Ahmed Brelvi. As a result, he failed. He was martyred in 1831 at Balakot. It's about 200 miles to the northwest of Lahore. But he revived the spirit of jihad. In the 14th century, we had Shaykhul Hind, Maulana Mahmud Hassan of Deoband. He again started a freedom movement, but he wanted help from Afghanistan and from Darul Khilafah, Turkey. If we get help from there and from inside India we stand up in revolt, we can make the Britishers run from here. That attempt also failed. But this process and this lineage of Mujaddis have left impression on the general mind of Muslims of the subcontinent. Maybe you call it the collective subconscious of the Muslims in India has the influences of Shaykh Ahmad Sarhandi, Shah Waliullah Dehlavi, Sayyid Ahmad Brelvi and Shaykhul Hind. Now we come to the 20th century. In the 20th century, the subcontinent produced four very important intellectual leaders. First and foremost, Iqbal. He had the educational background, modern. A PhD in philosophy from Munich. Bar at law from London. A philosopher and a poet. Great philosopher and a great poet. Number one, he added to the mission of Shah Waliullah, which was started by Shah Waliullah, calling Muslims back to Quran, back to Quran, back to Quran. He said that the basic cause that we are being humiliated in this world today is that we have turned our backs to Quran. If you want to live as Muslims, it's impossible without Quran. So return to Quran. Then he initiated new ilm-e-kalam. The ilm-e-kalam of Ghazali, ilm-e-kalam of others, Razi, etc. was now obsolete. Why? Because that was the ilm-e-kalam based on the Greek logic and philosophy, trying to fill the gap between Islamic aqaid and dogma and the Aristotelian logic and Greek philosophy. But now the philosophy had gone into the background. It was the era of science, physical sciences. Now the need of the hour was to bridge the gap between Quran and the physical sciences. This process was started by Allama Iqbal. in his poetry as well as his lectures, 6 lectures. The collection of these 6 lectures, but they are 7 actually. The title is Reconstruction of Religious Thought in Islam. Reconstruction, note this word. Reconstruction of religious thought in Islam. On the basis of modern psychology, modern epistemology, modern physics. But he was also, although he was an idealist, a thinker, a philosopher. The most accurate picture of his photo is this: sitting, contemplating, holding his head by the forehead. This is the exact representation of his personality. But he was alive to the facts on the ground also. What threat was coming by Hindu majority in the subcontinent, who are full of revenge. They want to take revenge from Muslims because they ruled over them for near a century. And this fear, was expressed by Indira Gandhi. Although she was the granddaughter of Motilal Nehru, a very civilized person, he said, when he was asked, what is your religion? What can I tell you? By language, I am a Muslim. By birth, I am a Hindu. By civilization, I am a Westerner, European. And now, father of Indira Gandhi, he was a socialist, very broad-minded, secular. But the granddaughter of Motilal and daughter of Jawaharlal, when Dhaka fell and Pakistan was torn apart into 2 pieces, she said, we have avenged our 1,000 years defeat. That is the Hindu psyche. We have avenged our 1,000 years defeat. So this condition Iqbal was seeing. And I have already quoted his presidential address to the All India Muslim League session of Allahabad in December 1930. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, till that time I told you, he was striving hard to have unity among Muslims and Hindus. Only that the Hindus should promise, give a solemn pledge that our rights will be preserved. But then he was disappointed. He left the political arena of India, went to London, settled there, started his legal practice. But in 1932, Iqbal went there for the second roundtable conference and met him. At that time, Iqbal injected into him the concept of Islamic revival. Actually, protection of Muslims was a negative attitude based on fear. But to revive Islam and to show to the world a model of Islamic State, that was the positive purpose. He injected it and he persuaded him to come back to India and lead the Muslims. From that time onwards till his death, he was repeating this lesson given to him by Iqbal. Islam